give you honor and we give you glory. For you're the only one who is worthy to be praised and adored tonight. Hallelujah. We worship you, Lord. We worship you, Lord. Hallelujah. As we worship you, let
they will be telling us how far that project has also been handled. With me to do the discussion on this Glowa'S project, I have with me Egbenu Bright, who happens to be the monitoring and evaluation officer from Glowa'S, and also Vojogbe Wisdom, he happens to be the project officer from Glowa'S, and the chief executive officer of Glowa'S, the madam herself. She is in the person of Enyonam Kubiajo. Ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
The same to you and your listeners.
All right. When we're coming from town to this place, how is the atmosphere like?
I think the atmosphere is charged. It's charged because there are so many vehicles. The whole town is so busy, and it's like, oh, what's happening? It's like there's something really happening. And Jesus is born for us.
All
to
right.
be saved.
The peace that he has brought, I'm sure that all homes will also enjoy this peace, especially places where there are chaos.
That's right. That is our prayer.
Okay. All right, let's move to the point. Now, what is Glowa'S all about? We want to know what Glowa'S. We've been hearing Glowa'S, and we've read news, we've heard a lot of noise about Glowa'S. What is it all about?
Yeah. Glowa'S simply stands for Global Action for Women Empowerment. And as the name depicts, we exist to empower women, basically, but not only women, but other vulnerable groups such as persons with disability, pregnant women, the unemployed youth, and very hard to reach and deprived communities in the Volta region of Ghana. Currently, we are working in the Volta region of Ghana with communities who are very deprived. And Glowa'S is a non-governmental organization. It's a non-profit making organization, and our activities cover areas of health, particularly reproductive health issues, because we are dealing with women, we also cover area of governance, local governance, because we think that our women should also participate in decision-making processes in governance, especially at the local level. We are also into education, promoting the girl-child education. These are our three critical focal areas for development.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, does it mean basically that is your target group, or you have a different target group apart from what you have just told us?
That these are our target groups. The women, all categories of women depending on the project. I mentioned pregnant women when we talk about reproductive health issues, nursing mothers, women who are unemployed, they needed to get some work to do. We put them into groups, cooperatives, to be identifiable in the communities, and we link them up to where the resources are, particularly the assemblies like Maslow. We have listed and other programs which are available at the assemblies for these people who they don't know much about, and so our work is to link them up to the available facilities where they can also get some kind of support.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, what is the Democratic Governance Project all about? I've heard about it. What is it about?
The Democratic Governance Project is dubbed integrating the socially excluded in local governance. Integrating the socially excluded. Who are the socially excluded we are talking about? We are talking about the vulnerable women. We are talking about persons living with persons with disabilities, various disabilities, the blind, the dumb, the deaf. the lame, and we are also talking about the unemployed youth. And then socially excluded groups are also communities that are very, very difficult to reach. They are deprived in terms of social amenities. Their roads are so bad, and so public workers do not actually get to them. They hardly get to them because of the nature of the road, because of the distance they have to cover and all that. But Glowa, the local governance project, is actually to bring the assemblies and the local communities together, because we realized that when we conducted a baseline survey in January, we identified a number of gaps in terms of certain indicators, international indicators, which will promote local governance, inclusive local governance. But these things are not going on in some of the districts, and so this project actually is meant to bridge that gap, fill in the gap, and make sure that the assemblies are not far away, or they are not distant from the people in the community that they exist to serve.
Okay. You know, when you were making a point, I deduced from your point that this is a non-profitable organization. So that brings me to my next question. Who are your donors? Who are those who support you?
Yeah, as a non-profit organization, we have organizations that support us with our activities. The very first one we want to bring on board, particularly in terms of this local governance, is the Star Ghana, strengthening transparency and accountability response in Ghana, who also have their donor agencies such as DFID, Department for International Development UK. We also have DANITA, USAID, and the European Union putting their resources in one basket under Star Ghana program. And so we have also been very fortunate to benefit from such a funding from Star Ghana. Apart from that, we also have Alliance for Reproductive Health Rights, who is supporting our Mama Ye campaign project.
Okay. Now, what are the major activities undertaken during the project implementation? I think I would like to, throw that question
Thank
to
you.
our brother Edwin.
The major activity that we undertook during the project was start from, for you to come out with the project. We undertook a survey, a baseline survey. The survey gave us the reality on the ground on which we base our activities on. So we undertook the survey, and from there, based on the survey, we also conducted we presented the survey to the key stakeholders, the duty bearers, telling them what is on the ground. Then after that, we also give them a copy of the baseline survey that we conducted. After conducting the survey, we called our communities, our people we are dealing with, our target group. We bring them to the district assembly and give them information on the outcome of the survey. And that one in the two districts that we did the project in, both North district and South district. So that mean that we did with 6 communities, 3 in the south and 3 in the north. So we give them the information, and because we realized that they lack a lot of information concerning the district assembly and the pro-poor packages that exist in assemblies, we went ahead and trained them, empower them, and give them the necessary tools that they need to be able to access the packages that exist in the district assemblies. In doing that, we brought the key duty bearers in assemblies, the coordinators of the various pro-poor packages, the GIDA coordinator, the Less Debt coordinator, then the district assembly common fund coordinator, to them that is the social welfare department, and which brief them on the daily activities, things that the steps they will take when they want to access the various packages in the assembly. After that, we went ahead to also assist them to apply for the various packages that they believe that they will be able to have a chance to access from. So some of them apply to social welfare, some of them apply to less debt, and some also apply for the district assembly and JIDA funds. So these are the major activities that we carry out during the 11-month or 10-month 11-month project that we undertook in the both South and North Dine district. I think my brother will add something.
Okay.
Okay. During our project intervention, we also engage the various D2 bearers in interface meeting, whereby the project beneficiaries, that's the marginalized group in the various deprived communities, bring out their issues, the problem they encounter in their daily activities to the D2 bearers. All our workshop and meetings are done in local language so that the project beneficiary will feel free to talk to the local authorities on their issues. We also, based on the baseline survey we conducted, we share the result with the duty bearers, and they also make a number of commitments to improve on the results. After the workshop, we want to find out how our activities, the impact of our activities on the marginalized groups. So we've conducted an assessment survey again to compare with the baseline we've carried out earlier on to see the difference the project has brought to various communities, and that's what we've done. And after the baseline, after the assessment report, we engage the duty bearers again to share with them the results and to congratulate them for allowing us to engage them in our project activities. Yeah.
All right. Now, it means after analyzing all this, what have you realized are the achievements that you have made so far?
Thank you. On general knowledge on government pro-poor packages, that's Maslow, less debt, then 2% district assembly common fund for disabled. During our baseline survey we conducted, the knowledge level was 9.5%.
Okay.
But after the project, assessment results shows an increment of 74.5%. That's after the baseline we recorded 84%. And on general knowledge on democratic governance issues, that's the civil rights of the citizens, their rights and responsibilities. When we conducted the baseline survey, we've recorded 34%. That's the knowledge level on general democratic
Not even 50%.
No.
34.7% among the various marginalized groups in the 6 hard-to-reach communities. After the project, we've recorded 77.3%, an increment of 42.6%. That's the impact the project has made in various communities. On social inclusion, demand on pro-poor packages, we realize the communities we've selected, they are really hard to reach communities, very deprived communities. So most of them, they don't know anything about the various pro-poor packages we spoke about. So only 8.3% were able to have some knowledge of demand for the various packages. But after our program, about 60.9% of the marginalized group are now demanding to access these facilities. And when you go to popular participation in decision making, that's interaction with the key duty bearers, they don't have the chance. The marginalized group, we are talking about the women, the youth, and the persons with disabilities, they don't have the chance to interact with the duty bearers. Those the DCs, the district coordinating director, the planning officers, they don't have the chance to interact with them. Even the assembly members in the various communities too, some of them, they don't know them.
Let alone the MPs coming from their area.
Yes, but through our intervention, we were able to bring them together to interact. And during the baseline survey we've conducted, they've recorded 23% on that particular indicator. But after our intervention, there's an increment in that figure by 43.1. That's we've recorded 71.9%. on that particular indicator. When we go to social accountability by the assembly members, before assembly member go to general assembly meeting, he has to consult the constituents to know what
their
issues,
needs
are.
So that will be able to table it.
Yes. But during our baseline survey we conducted, there's nothing like that.
Okay.
The assembly member will go to the general assembly meeting, he will come back without informing the constituents about what went on during the general assembly meeting. But during our project intervention, we normally engage the assembly members, we tell them what they're supposed to do and the responsibility of the marginalized group as well. We also have to organize meetings themselves and invite the assembly members to partake.
It means there is a communication gap.
Yeah, there was a big
communication gap between the assembly members and the marginalized group.
Okay.
So the baseline survey results shows 23%. During and after our project implementation, we've recorded 75%, an increment of 52%. Okay. When we go to regular qualification on government group work packages, in the various district assembly, you have National Commission for Safety Education that's supposed to be carrying out education, yes, on the
people's
rights and other issues. But our baseline survey report shows 25%. That's the level of education going on within these communities. But after our project, we've recorded 75%. Actually, that was the effort of Glowa. Through Glowa, they now know their rights. They now have knowledge on government group packages like manslaughter, less debt, how to apply, and the procedures to go through to apply.
That is the areas that you have worked with so far.
The 6 communities.
Yeah.
Then when we go to invitation and participation in General Assembly meeting, this marginalized group we've engaged, none of them has the chance to participate in the General Assembly meeting. General Assembly meetings, we're supposed to invite some of them as observers to come and witness the proceedings at the assembly. But during our baseline survey, none of them have that chance to participate in the General Assembly meeting. During our project implementation, we appeal to the officials of the various district assemblies to invite the leaders of some of these marginalized groups. So they also fulfilled their promise. They invited 3 leaders of the various marginalized groups and they participated in the General Assembly meeting. So we have 100% there. And when we go to availability of community champions in the various communities, our project communities, when we started the project, we formed a group, the one we are calling marginalized group. That's the youth, the marginalized women, and the person with disabilities. Then we have their leaders. Each group is having 2 leaders. We call them community champions. They normally organize meetings.
They are easy to reach.
Yeah.
So when you reach them,
they
are
serve as a link.
to.
They are the front lines.
And we normally invite them to our workshops, the interface meetings. After that, they will go back to their communities and educate their group members on what they've learned during the interface meeting and the workshops. So before our intervention, there is nothing like that. So we've recorded 0% on that indicator. But after and during our project implementation, there is 100%. As the project, we've ended the project, but they're still doing that. They normally group themselves together, discuss issues on democratic governance, what they should do, their responsibility as well. So we have 100% records there. Existence of organized, identifiable social excluded groups. Yes, I spoke on that earlier on. Before our intervention, there is nothing like that. They don't have any.
They were not organized.
They were not organized.
They were not identifiable in their communities.
Yes, but during our project, we try to organize them to form a group, to call meetings, share ideas, what they should do to develop their communities and themselves as well, so that they will not depend on government always, and what alternative they should also do in case they were not able to access the group work packages we are trying to make give them access.
Yeah. So can they maybe find out from approach our Vodafone company, MTN for support, because they have something like community support program out of their.
So it means you've given them
corporate.
Total enlightenment.
Exactly.
And so they now know where to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if they now know where to go, what changes has the project brought about in the project district? That is, they are now aware of where to go.
Yeah.
For help.
Yeah.
Anytime they are in need.
In need. And
All
then
right.
also I just want to add some of the changes. Previously the duty bearers, there was a distance between the duty bearers and the community, the 6 communities we work with. But now you see there's a face-to-face interaction. They now know who their DCE is. They now know who is the planning officer. They now know if they want a school building, they have to approach the planning officer. And for example, Agodeke, one of our beneficiary communities, through our intervention, their school building has been captured in the medium-term development plan of the South Digital Assembly. And it has been made a first priority for 2015. So we are hoping that in 2015 they will come and upgrade their school building, because it has been a pavilion for all these years. And so we want it to be complete school structure for Agodeke. Agodeke is a very hard to reach community, very far away at the extreme end where they are bordered with water. So with our intervention, they said one of the success stories shared by one of the community champions is that formerly we were seeing the assembly as a building, as a place where the elites, it's only the elites that can stay there. There wasn't any communication between them. But now, with our interaction, we brought them together and they realized that, after all, the assembly is a place where they can go with their concerns, and then they can work as a team together to bring development in their communities.
This is really touching.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since in a place like that happens to be a beneficiary community of your project.
Yes.
So, what are some of the
they are hard to reach, very hard to reach. Why you? Choho, North Dine District, Chome Sabadu, the North Dine District, Abati Agame. The major challenge there is accessibility. How to get to those communities. We find it very difficult, but that is what we do. Yes, sometimes we have to be in the ready to get out. Here can non conami le toya wome. Akemi mi duji mi water ha ojeji. Kokpere manwa amowa po the question no doya o abe wonye amebere lawo ko do lawo. Da nenye egre to call me be nye NGO kwa o hanya amebere lawo. Because ngoduo amado onye ngoduo wa ene ma o zoto ne be to call mutala. No how get o do me kwa, you are also part of them. Okay. Even though it's a challenge, we're able to overcome this challenge. Community the whole community, because they know the benefit what we have brought to the community there.
Women now got physical cash, but the empowerment, the knowledge, knowledge is power. Exactly. fi ke wa to afi akponu keke di o le la mi fi amo de si ado ya esugbowu. It's like we have taught them how to fish instead of giving them one fish today and tomorrow if we are not there we have taught them how to fish and that is more sustainable and we are so glad to have that.
Doma hi amono ole mi anko se chogo mejeje amero me se nyai mi gro tututu a o me se me tututu wa be hegbe hedona tamaji bene mi akle ko kule de ko nu mi gro tu go mejeje a nu ikenye glowa pe doda si ple nu yoko wa kakavado fifia wa awena mi popo afine mi a ayide susu aweji.
Okay, abele ke mi ano gble le yovogbe ma ebuna na mi nya be Glowa nye dokisi no do wala do wade sike mi wo do le na me senya ho gbogbo na me senya ho gbogbo me ble ko be vi o ke de dunya ke hu le mi ape no to me assembly o me ta mi apa ma mi wona dole ake mi ape do em de to me le fe ya ma enye dore ke mi do be mi akwa ame yo mi de nko na obe wonye mo na me si to ale onye america me cho de kele me na o le du ko mo yo vo be they are what socially excluded america me den me na o america me nya bo le ha ake mi on be mi ade so bo wa to akpo dele o pe this assembly la wa kpo nde cho o be gome enye do ki mi de to me do ya mi blebe un se do me do a cho amero to yo be staga na to gbo wo don se mi to game ple nu gede be mi ato ado ami ogbo anawunse o mi blebe to do ya ma mi don se nyonwo habobo de kakukulu de tuguba habobo nuka wa meto ameyonye nkugba to tokuno to ameyo afo ankule to amelo si wa mi de so be wa to akpo dele assembly me mi do si be mi be assembly ma na do assembly ma ke mu nya de ko mu ne gbele be less depth nye do na me do na de wa me wo to ji po do na nende hiya wa be nye tela do no la si wa atun yi le fi ma an application ma ho ga kata na si o ake 10% ko ko na no so se vire ni to me ba do me ona mi nya be amo wa ho agbele de equipment o wa na 5 cedis every month come 5 cedis fika akponu ma le go ake to nu yo le assembly ma ka me de ke nya mu chunwu ake
ame yo kenya to yo de ko gboro nko le nko ta ya club si la no gba gba ka tutu to
ta me de do ya to me akwa ado go susu de nu yo le assembly me mu be ha wa to akpo bobo enu ko gere wo le assembly me jida le fimi less de le fima this assembly common fund for disabled 2% for them ame yo nye wa meto wa peresia ne ma one na gade be every quarter one na gade be wa be do bi awo school bi ayo temi ape to em fifila le chokwa amado po be video po de machine la o le let's look at common fanele ka na bo wa ide school ta nye le be kukule de amako ma de me na mi ma
mako akpede hamanwa to miafe project ya ma ro blo to fe bagbe jemole ma o mi to me fe o le choko opo admission alebe district assembly common for fund for disabled 2% o assembly ba dribe yo ko da kokpero mu yo do de school nkuno ko rekaina nkuno ko school le ofe rekaina re akumpo alebe manye jide ka project a heavy nana ma ke fifi la fi amia fa project a aba we be ye refofon la mane group so amoyo mi be o le social exclude ado jiru ra gala ogbo digital asimete ogbo demu fifi la fi mi refofon la mane tan to ogbo yo ta chozon ayira assembly nana na hian yo ta yara bia ta
to champions oji down to
te chuna ina assembly na mo kono over bia na mo koko abele forum centers assembly to gbona be no yashima no he gado nuhe property rent pleto le miaƒe project ama mi ɖe menu be nu hiã nu wɔ kɔ mo nyawo gbɔe ta fifia wo se gɔme nyui ta wo yi la wo gblẽ ne wo nɔnɔewo be o enyo be yewo yɔnɔ adzɔgɔ xɔm ema kɔ ta wie be dzi wɔna kpo yewo ƒe nu ŋgɔgbedɔwo dzi ne yewo le edua me ale be le miaƒe dɔwɔna me hã mi wo ŋgɔme kuku wona yevugɔme be baseline survey ale be le ŋgɔme kuku ma mi va kpɔ be ŋto mi tsɔ be miawo miaƒe project wo le la ŋgɔme
summary
na agble kpokple ɖe na mi ko bo enyo eye miaƒe nu kuku la ewɔe be yewo kpɔ be ŋgɔgbe yi va kpokple na mi
mi va wo ŋgɔme kuku mi kpɔ be woƒe susu le miaƒe edunyawo ŋu la mekɔ fɔ dzi tututu gake mi va kple miaƒe project ale be mi kplɔ to nufiafia me ʋu la woƒe susu va ʋu ɖe dukɔ kple nyawo me kple woƒe dɔdeasiwo le be wɔ ale be dzi wɔna kpe ɖe ŋu fia wo nye nu ku ɖe nuwo katã.
Mreku me dzre ma ko nya ɖeka agblɔ le gbegbe me akpe nye be nu ɖeka Northern Assembly DC agblɔ le miaƒe dɔ ya ƒe nu wodzɔdzi nam ŋutɔ me di be ma agblɔ na ame sia ame ne se nye be ebe to miaƒe dɔ wɔwɔ ma eva de dzesi be o ele be miaƒe ame yiwo le dukɔ sɔsɔsɔ ma wɔn hã wa participate alo wa akpɔ gome le assembly meetings wo me ta fifia yiwo le susu wɔm le aɖaŋu ɖem be next assembly meeting he yiwo ga wɔa yiwo ma ga wɔe le Amfoe gã duɔ me he nye district capital o yiwo choose community ɖeka one of our beneficiary communities abe yiwo va wɔe elabe esedemɔ be woatɔ va wɔ assembly meeting le community ɖe sia ɖe yi ke be dumama ame sia ame atɔ ado ɖe ŋu woakpɔ ele keke wonɔ wɔ yi miame ɖewo even mi tsi ɖo le kura la mi le dugame kura la mi mekpɔ mɔnukpɔkpɔ ma tɔgbi kpɔ ta enye nu yi ke evivi nyase ɖe miaƒe DCwo fifia eme kɔ wova kpɔe desi be ahia be ne yewoahe assemblia ayi ɖe dukɔwo gbɔ nye da kpe na wo ƒete kple Southern Assembly hã
yo akpe ata gblɔ nya ɖe na mi kpokple ku ɖe eri ke mi wɔ nu me kuku ke eva tsankusi to nuwo me tse ku ɖe ale yi ke ame yiwo ke na mi ga miaƒe donor agencies wo ɖe le mi kpɔe yi eyi ke mi wɔ vɔ hewɔ nu me kuku le nye vogbe ma be outcome of monitoring visit by the lead agency.
The lead agency.
Yeah.
Lead agency. We need donors or doma. DFID. Department for International Development UK. We came in yona with the UK aid. O di chava be yo kpɔ miaƒe dɔwɔwɔ ɖa. Glowa'S ƒe dɔwɔwɔ ɖa. Le nyateƒe ma wotia NGO woame atɔ̃ le Ghana godo eye ma gblɔ dadatɔe be Glowa'S hã enɔ NGO woame atɔ̃ ma me yiwo ke le performing NGOs wo ne yewo kpɔ dɔ yi ke wɔm wole nyateƒe míekplɔ yi ɖe kɔƒeawo me míekplɔ yi ɖe agɔɖeke mígakplɔ yi ɖe tsɔxɔ le Northern le nyateƒe ma woƒe nuteƒe kpɔkpɔ yi ke wova kpɔ be eyi ke mi yina le nye bia be nu ka nye hard to reach egblɔ me le eyi ke mi va ɖo dua ma ya tɔ be miese gɔme nu yi ke tututu gblɔm Glowa'S tɔ le be very hard to reach communities hafi miava ɖo afi ma it took us a lot of time and vehicle ɖeka kura gblẽ le mɔ dzi hafi mi va te ɖo afi ma woƒe nuteƒe kpɔkpɔa wode dzesi be we have actually empowered the people the local because ale ke wo ƒonu amewo tso dzideƒotɔe ƒonu gblɔ na testimony alo na success story about miwo ke video yiwo ke yewo kpɔ tso miaƒe edɔwɔ ma ede dziƒo na wo ta ma gblɔ be wokpɔ dzidzɔ ŋutɔ tso miaƒe edɔwɔ na wo.
Yo ke mleba ma abia be miwɔ press release aɖe eyi ke etɔ yi va ya miaƒe asi eka ɖeka le eyawo pete me ɖe ata gblɔ na mi nyakpɔe ɖe yi ke woɖe gblɔ yi ke nye miaƒe vide yi ke amewo tse wokpɔ yi ke nuteƒe kpɔla ɖewo woɖe gblɔ le press release ma.
Le press release ma and the car ike o twati here inye nu ike wisdom blow concerning the baseline plan outcome ela be nu si anu awa ela be jije nu na no
kemi akpobele wa ni da lo
ha eyi na je go me fika na where were you when you started ye na eyi never wunu de where are you now abenu ye ka mi tete si enye be in fact the figures me quantify ela be mi sa communities nu you can me your community scorecard on to wa me through the focus group discussion me wo habobo so ye mi danu o be now alaike no me over you nu yo mi fia nu yo me o sere na o me da la fade jide na ni wana mark na ne wana o we ne ma ala be ya me mi fa tun o analysis le ya mi po de jesi be o na nya tepe ma do a to tro alo nyonyo gedeva du district o mo fe ya me ma global is a pilot program ta mi susu be na nye be video o nyola mi ga po gala ke efe igbona ma ya keke deji ela be feedback from the district assemblies plenia pe community beneficiaries o na mi nye be enu edonyu kaka heyele puere na yo apata mega gble yo de mochi na mi ajagba ayi edoji wa keketa.
I think I'll come up with the final question. Your final comment to the public, especially your project beneficiaries and other stakeholders.
Yeah, mi pe tapo nya ke ma gbolo na mi pe ko yo mi wo to player.
Opo
gome cho le mi pe mi ma le ko ma da pe na abe leke mi jido ko ko wa won ko le mi fiao aselu member so to come view wa me to to ta chokoto abati agameto jome sabadu chinu chukokope ame se ame dore mi ma come ko ya da pe na o lo ado Christmas we gbe na o megbele odi o me ka lo gbo vaka ka ke megbele odi o no time no yomi ni ha me no yo be ka do mana no mi adome be eto na a defina mi akata lo
no to be ta ko nya ko re ko
ma ko puta mo do re nya pe community so aro marginalized groups so bo be wo jagba onu tetemre assembly to do la mo ga no go mo na na nya no ko no te do o ko mo koko na ma ke hunu jagbo opo bobo we ko do da si o yo we yo ejo yo ba joga na assembly o glunya de mo se gomola yo ba ya ko mo koko na ma ke yo engage aro yo ro je play yo assembly member afi na igere ta pepe mo o ire ta pepe mo ga do ro gbogo ko ka to jagba and na no you na represent to this time around general assembly election bono wo 2015
na pe adam mi ade nye mana do yo
tu do ko ma ga poji ye ta ponya enye be come 2015 March district level election leji ige Ghana to come go do ma di be ma kokoko na mi afa fiao ple dungono lao bede oja agba tutu nyonu ha doda ela be nu mekuku de mi wo le ipe ade ikeva ima e de fi ami kote be nyonu o fe agbosusu le assembly ma me deji for crowd is less than 10%. Abenchu onye o carry over 90%. Ta efia be there's no balance. There's no gender balance there.
So mina so
de keme ba lew. Ta mele dora nyanyonu yoke mi po be mi ato afonu vide ko mele un se do mi to voter staff ya balance bere nya do nya ko mi aroki o asavo leadership juleme kakea mefia be megado na vadu assembly person ne po be leadership quality de le imekwa na do no be na we kwa na gbo ye na lodeji na we me ti be to come pe leaders o bete fiao wa support nya pe nyonu be wo che wa stand the district level election abe we have more women at the assembly come 2015.
all right, thank you so much
for coming. na miaƒe sponsors wopete me yiwo kpe ɖe mia ŋu Event of Star Ghana miaƒe board wotsi agbagba labe menye donors wo ɖeɖe koe nana mi ga o miaƒe board of directors wa ne nua kpeke mi woawoe kpena ɖe mia ŋu ta mi di be miado Christmas ƒe gbe na wo be woawoe le dɔ dzi Star Ghana tɔwo pete DFID Sister Rita of DFID Richard of DFID leader kpena mia pete miawoe le dɔ dzi lo.
Yo, thank you so much for coming, and it has been a wonderful moment telling us exactly what you've done, especially reaching the hard-to-reach communities and then enlightening them concerning their right, knowing their right. You know, knowledge is power, and so when you have knowledge, you can go to any length to do whatever you feel is deemed to you to succeed in life. Thank you so much. Listeners have been talking to Egbenu Bright, who happens to be the monitoring and evaluation officer from Glowa'S. Vojogbe Wisdom is also the project officer for Glowa'S and the chief executive officer of Glowa'S. Enyonam Pubeajo. Thank you for coming. Probably next year, God willing, when donors again assist, we'll come back on this airwaves and we'll have more talk. Thank you.
Lord, we bless your name, Lord. We give you honor and we give you glory. For you're the only one who is worthy to be praised and adored tonight. Hallelujah. We worship you, Lord. We worship you, Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. As we worship you, let all the world